Every year, the world produces over 20 billion donuts, an astonishing number, large enough to cover the entire United States. So how does the world manage to craft such a massive quantity of these sweet treats? That magical journey begins in vast wheat fields, where human hands, combined with modern technology, harvest high-quality grains. These golden kernels are then transported to advanced factories, where cutting-edge production lines transform them into fragrant donuts, delivering their gentle sweetness straight to the hands of eager consumers. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we explore the kingdom of donuts and uncover why these delightful pastries have continued to capture the hearts of millions for centuries. Few would guess that the donut, the sweet symbol of American culture, actually originated from a deep-fried pastry called oliekoek, brought over by the Dutch in the 17th century. According to legend, during a chaotic moment, a stray arrow from the Wampanoag tribe accidentally pierced a pastry held by an immigrant woman, and from that, the donut's signature round hole was born. While unconfirmed, the story adds a fascinating mythical touch to this beloved treat. The sweetness of the donut is so tempting that statistics have shown quite a few drivers have caused accidents simply because they were too distracted enjoying one behind the wheel. So if you're holding a warm, fresh donut, remember, don't let its sweetness make you lose control of the wheel. Every June, endless wheat fields stretching to the horizon turn golden, as if nature itself is announcing the arrival of harvest season. Immediately, massive combine harvesters roar to life. Each machine, towering nearly 3 meters high and stretching over 10 meters long, moves steadily and purposefully across the perfectly aligned rows of wheat. At the front, razor-sharp blades slice cleanly at the base of the stalks, maximizing yield with every pass. The cut wheat is then sucked into the threshing and separating system, where high-speed rotating drums work tirelessly to strip the kernels from the husks, quickly and efficiently. Next, an advanced filtering system kicks in, removing impurities and retaining only the highest quality grains. A single modern combine harvester can reap over 90 tons of wheat per hour, a productivity level equivalent to that of hundreds of manual laborers working simultaneously. This entire process runs continuously, with almost no downtime, like a perfectly synchronized production line, precise to the second. Once the fields are left with only golden straw, farmers begin the process of collecting it. At this stage, baling machines move into action, rolling along the leftover rows and tightly compressing the straw into neat, square bales. Meanwhile, trucks loaded with freshly harvested wheat take a different route, heading straight to the donut factory, where magic happens and a bit of culinary wizardry transforms nature's golden grains into sweet, enchanting rings of delight. Once delivered to the factory, the wheat goes through a thorough cleaning process using advanced machinery. This step removes impurities, such as straw, soil, stones, and husks, ensuring that only high-quality wheat kernels are retained for donut production. After cleaning, the wheat is fed into roller mills, where the kernels are gradually crushed and ground through multiple stages. The final result is a fine white endosperm, the purest part of the grain, which becomes the key ingredient in creating those golden, delicious donuts. The flour obtained after the milling process enters the first stage of donut production, ingredient mixing. At this point, the flour is combined with eggs, sugar, baking powder, and water, forming the perfect base mixture that gives each donut its signature flavor. All ingredients are precisely measured and fed into a specialized industrial mixer featuring a spiral design. The spiral mixing blades are engineered to mimic hand kneading movements, ensuring the dough is both evenly mixed and properly stretched. Some machines are also equipped with heat sensors to monitor the temperature during mixing, as excessive heat can kill the yeast or compromise the quality of the ingredients. Modern industrial mixers can handle up to 200 kilograms of dough per batch, enough to produce over 4,000 donuts in under 10 minutes. After being mixed to the ideal smooth and elastic consistency, the massive dough is released from the mixer by an automated lifting system, allowing the soft, pliable mass to flow evenly into the feed chute below. This process not only ensures hygiene, but also keeps the production running smoothly, perfectly setting the stage for the sheeting process, a crucial step that determines the shape and rise of each donut once fried. Here, the dough blocks are first neatly trimmed to remove any excess, then rolled out evenly by machines into thin, flat sheets as smooth as paper. The rolling process ensures the dough spreads uniformly, creating a perfect foundation for the next stages of processing. Advanced machinery guarantees each step is precise, consistent, and minimizes material waste, maintaining stable quality from start to finish. To prevent the dough sheets from sticking together during the rolling process, a fine layer of dry flour is automatically dusted onto the back of each sheet. This task is carried out by a specialized rotary brush system, typically made from food-grade synthetic materials like polypropylene or nylon. These brushes are usually blue to ensure easy visibility and strict hygiene control. After the dough has been rolled to the precise thickness, it moves on to the cutting station, where sharp cutters rhythmically press down, stamping perfect circles onto the surface. The result is a series of evenly spaced dough rings, each with a hollow center, appearing as if printed by a mold. Every donut is shaped with millimeter-level precision, ready for the golden, crispy frying journey ahead. The entire production line moves in perfect sync, like a finely tuned machine, transforming lifeless sheets of dough into beautiful, uniform donuts. To create the iconic holes, the signature feature of every donut, a specialized punching rod presses down precisely into the center of each dough piece, forming a perfectly round hole. The applied pressure is carefully calibrated to avoid tearing or deforming the dough. The entire process runs continuously, in sync with the automated production line. Right after the hole is punched out, the excess dough around the edges is gently collected by a vacuum-assisted system. This dough is then transferred to a specialized recycling unit, where it is carefully rolled and fed back into the dough mixer to be combined with fresh batches. Reusing this leftover dough not only prevents waste, but also gives new life to what might have been discarded, helping to create donuts that are consistently uniform and perfect, right down to the very last one. Freshly cut donuts are carefully transported to the proofing station via a conveyor system. The donut dough is then automatically placed into molds on trays with ventilation holes, allowing proper air circulation before they are submerged in the frying oil. The donut pieces glide smoothly along the conveyor belt, carefully guided toward the frying station. Each piece maintains its shape as it moves steadily through the automated system, ensuring they arrive perfectly positioned for the next crucial step, being gently lowered into the hot oil. This precise movement helps preserve the quality and consistency of every donut before frying. And then, the magical moment arrives. The automated conveyor system gently lowers the donuts into massive vats of hot oil, heated to between 170 and 190 degrees Celsius. The system meticulously fries and flips each donut to ensure both sides are evenly cooked within 45 to 90 seconds. On modern production lines, these conveyors act as skilled assistants, taking over the flipping process to help each donut achieve that perfect golden crispness. Inside the giant fryers, you'll witness an enchanting transformation. The small pieces of dough gradually puff up like fluffy pillows, thanks to the interaction between leavening agents and internal moisture. A spectacular rise into irresistible golden brown donuts. Properly fried donuts feature a distinctive white ring around the center. Not a flaw, but a hallmark of a well-cooked donut. This pale band indicates the part that didn't directly touch the oil during the expansion. If the entire donut turns uniformly golden, it may have been fried for too long or at too high a temperature. Hot oil is the key partner in giving donuts their golden crispness, but if not properly managed, it can become a flavor-ruining culprit, making the donuts greasy and stripping away their light, delicate texture. That's why removing excess oil is a crucial step in the process. Once perfectly fried, the delicious donuts are transferred to another conveyor belt that leads to a specially designed cooling system. This system, equipped with tiny perforations, helps control and remove any residual oil left in each donut. Once the donuts are perfectly fried and drained of excess oil, they continue their journey along the conveyor belt to the automated glazing chamber. Here, each donut passes through a sweet glaze curtain, a continuous, flowing cascade of warm glaze that gently coats the entire surface of each donut like a sugary waterfall. Thanks to the precise design and steady flow, the glaze is evenly distributed. Not too thick to make the donut overly sweet, and not too thin to lose that signature melt-in-your-mouth sensation. The glaze is typically made from a blend of sugar, water, vanilla, or condensed milk, and sometimes includes natural colors or flavors like chocolate, strawberry, or caramel, creating a variety of unique donut styles. Any excess glaze flows off the sides of the conveyor system and collects in a container below, where it is recirculated and used again for the next batch of donuts. In addition to the traditional sugar glaze, donuts can be finished with a wide variety of delicious coatings, with chocolate being one of the most popular choices. Chocolate-covered donuts offer a rich, indulgent flavor that captivates sweet lovers of all ages. As the conveyor moves, each donut passes through a thin layer of melted chocolate. The process is precisely designed to ensure an even, smooth coating. Machines either dip the bottom or apply the chocolate from below, allowing full coverage. As a result, the donuts are finished with a glossy chocolate layer that's as appealing in taste as it is in appearance. After the glaze is partially dried, the donuts move on to the colorful topping station, where the decoration magic begins. Here, the conveyor gently carries each donut through an automated topping system designed to add the finishing touch. Thousands of tiny, colorful sugar pieces, known as rainbow sprinkles, are evenly sprinkled from above or from both sides, sticking to the still slightly wet glaze. They create a festive, carnival coat that's light, crispy, sweet, and vibrant. The system can be easily adjusted to use shredded coconut, chocolate flakes, crushed nuts, or themed toppings. With this final step, each donut becomes a sweet little masterpiece that delights both the eyes and the taste buds. After the toppings are added, the sweet donuts move on to the inspection and packaging process. From start to finish, machines handle almost the entire donut-making operation, but in this final stage, it's the human touch that puts the finishing mark on the journey. Skilled workers carefully inspect each donut before sending them to the automated packaging system. There, machines wrap each donut in colorful plastic bags and seal them to preserve their moisture and freshness. The packing process is fast, yet highly precise, ensuring that every donut is carefully sealed. These protective wrappers not only help maintain the donuts' soft texture and delicious flavor, but also preserve their just-made freshness, ready to delight taste buds wherever they go. From humble flour to golden perfection, and now, dressed in vibrant packaging, each donut is not only perfectly preserved, but also ready to hit the shelves, awaiting the moment it delights the taste buds of millions. Ending the journey of creating the perfect donuts, there are still countless fascinating things waiting to be discovered, with many unique secrets and technologies you may have never known before. Let's continue this journey to explore these wonderful wonders more deeply, opening up exciting and creative stories ahead. Cheese is a universe of its own, rich, diverse, and full of contradictions. From the gooey stretch of mozzarella melting on pizza to the bold, pungent blue cheese that challenges your senses, every cheese has a distinct character. Like unique voices in a global culinary choir, no two are the same. Some stir up controversy, like casu marzu, the Italian cheese filled with live maggots. Once banned for being too unsanitary, it's now nominated as a UNESCO cultural heritage. While certain cheeses walk the line between tradition and food safety, cheddar represents something steady, beloved, and familiar. Though it originated in England, cheddar has become an American classic, woven into our burgers, grilled cheeses, and mac and cheese. Because cheese isn't just food, it's history, it's identity, and for many, it's pride on a plate. With cheddar, that story begins in green pastures. In the state of Idaho, the cheese capital of the American West, endless fields of alfalfa mark the beginning of the journey that leads to every rich, flavorful wheel of cheddar cheese. Leading the way is the mower, equipped with high-speed rotating blades positioned close to the ground. As it moves forward, it cuts each row of alfalfa clean at the base. Right behind it, the rotary rake spins its circular cone-like arms, gently gathering the freshly cut alfalfa into neat, consistent windrows. Finally comes the forage harvester, a modern machine that not only chops the alfalfa into short fibers, but also sucks it up and blows the entire chopped mass directly into a truck driving alongside. After leaving the field, trucks loaded with chopped forage unload directly into the large silage area on the farm. Heavy tractors repeatedly drive over the pile to compact it, pressing out air to create the anaerobic conditions needed for fermentation. Alfalfa needs to be ensiled for about 3 to 4 weeks to reach a stable level of fermentation. The silage is mixed with other ingredients such as grains, minerals, and vitamins to create a balanced ration. As a result, the cows not only get enough energy to produce milk consistently each day, but also face a lower risk of digestive issues, hoof inflammation, or drops in milk yield. This mixture is then evenly distributed along the feed bunk for the cows to eat each day. And a dairy cow can consume around 40 to 50 kilograms of feed per day, with silage typically making up about 60 to 70% of the total ration. At modern farms, each Jersey cow is fitted with an electronic ear tag that tracks her health and milk production history like a personal record. And that's not all. They get daily massages, relaxing music, sunbathing sessions, and live a life that's arguably more chill than most office workers in the city. Each day, the herd of cows is guided into a modern milking area, where soft lighting and stable temperatures help reduce stress and naturally stimulate milk flow. Before milking begins, the udders are thoroughly cleaned with sanitized cloths and disinfectant solution, then quickly checked to detect early signs of mastitis or poor quality milk. Automatic milking machines use vacuum suction cups attached to each teat, mimicking the natural suckling motion of a calf. The milking process takes about 5 to 7 minutes, operating gently and consistently, ensuring the cows remain comfortable and pain-free. On average, each cow can produce 30 to 35 liters of milk per day. At large-scale farms, total milk yield can exceed 50,000 liters daily. Immediately after milking, the fresh milk is transferred through a sealed pipeline system and cooled below 4 degrees Celsius to preserve its freshness and nutritional value, ready to be processed into butter, fresh milk, or cheddar cheese. The journey of cheddar begins with fresh cow's milk, but not all milk is the same. In summer, fat content can drop by up to 20%, making the cheese drier and less smooth. To fix this, food engineers blend milk from different sources or add cream to restore balance. Thanks to this step, every wheel of cheddar, whether made in the heat of July or the chill of January, maintains its rich texture and signature flavor. Once the milk has been standardized and pasteurized, it is transferred into a fermentation tank where strains of lactic acid bacteria, typically Lactococcus lactis, are added. These microorganisms consume the lactose in the milk and produce lactic acid, which lowers the pH and creates the ideal environment for coagulation to occur. When the acidity reaches the desired level, rennet enzyme is introduced. This enzyme causes the milk protein casein to coagulate, transforming the liquid milk into a soft gel-like mass known as curd. This curdling process takes about 30 to 45 minutes and marks the very first transformation from milk to cheese. As soon as the curd forms, it's cut into tiny cubes using specialized wire knives, kickstarting the crucial step of whey separation, the liquid portion left in the milk. The curd-whey mixture is then slowly heated to around 38 to 40 degrees Celsius over the course of 30 to 60 minutes. As the temperature rises, the curd pieces begin to shrink, firm up, and release even more moisture. To ensure the process is on track, the cheesemaker scoops up a sample of whey for inspection. If the liquid is pale yellow, clear, and free of milky residue, it's a good sign that the curds have separated properly and valuable proteins haven't been lost. To the untrained eye, it might look like nothing more than a pot of milk gently heating. But beneath the surface, a precise transformation is taking place. Each curd is tightening, concentrating its proteins and forming structure, while the whey quietly separates, clearing the way for the main act to begin. To keep the curds from clumping and ensure the whey drains evenly, cheese must be stirred continuously and with just the right touch. The result? Beautifully defined, protein-rich curds with low moisture, young cheese in its purest, most promising form. After most of the whey has been drained, the curd is cut into long, flat blocks with a high degree of uniformity. Every 15 to 20 minutes, they are flipped, rotated, and lightly pressed to continue removing moisture and increase their cohesiveness. This process takes about 1 to 2 hours and serves as the signature step of cheddar cheese production. Thanks to cheddaring, the cheese develops a dense, elastic texture with a firm bite. It's this very process that sets cheddar apart from many other cheeses and also gives it its name, derived from the technique itself. Once cheddaring is complete, the blocks of cheese are cut into small cubes or evenly sized pieces. If the pieces are too large, the cheese may retain excess moisture. If too small, it can lose its natural softness and creamy richness. Next, pure sea salt is thoroughly mixed into the curd. The amount of salt is carefully measured, just enough to preserve the cheese without overpowering its natural richness. At this stage, additional ingredients like pepper, dried bell peppers, or herbs may also be added to create unique flavor profiles. Next, the curd mixture and added ingredients are thoroughly mixed to ensure that the salt and seasonings are evenly distributed, creating a consistent flavor throughout the entire cheese block. Then, the curd is passed through a specialized milling machine for a final cut. While it may look like the cheese is being ground, this is actually a critical step to achieve the ideal curd size before molding. Milling helps the salt distribute more evenly, allows for tighter pressing, and creates the distinct firm yet crumbly texture that defines cheddar cheese. The salted curds are transferred into specialized pressing molds, typically made of stainless steel. A hydraulic system then applies high pressure to the curds, removing any remaining whey and shaping the cheese into solid blocks. Salt is then applied directly to the surface of the pressed cheese blocks, usually by evenly sprinkling dry salt over each side. This process allows the salt to penetrate from the outside in, forming a natural rind that helps preserve the cheese and develop its flavor during aging. After pressing, the cheese is removed from the mold and wrapped in muslin cloth or natural wax to protect it during the aging process. The cheese blocks are then wrapped in cloth, usually muslin, which helps protect them during aging while allowing the cheese to breathe, so its flavor can develop naturally. This cloth also helps form a natural rind, giving cheddar its signature appearance. The final stage is aging, a crucial step that determines the richness, firmness, and distinctive flavor of each wheel of cheddar. The cheese is transferred to an aging room where temperature and humidity are tightly controlled, typically kept at 8 to 12 degrees Celsius with 80 to 90% humidity. The aging process can last anywhere from a few months to several years. Mild cheddar only requires 3 to 6 months to develop a soft, subtle flavor. Aged cheddar is matured for 12 months or more, resulting in a firmer texture and a noticeably sharper, more complex taste. For extra sharp varieties, aging can extend beyond 18 to 24 months, turning each slice into a flavor-packed treasure. During this time, enzymes and bacteria continue to work silently, bringing about subtle transformations in texture and aroma, like a slow, artistic fermentation. Sensory experts evaluate each sample based on a range of criteria: color, firmness, aroma, and aftertaste. A hint too much acidity or a lack of creaminess, and the entire batch might be rejected. This process is carefully monitored, as during aging and fermentation, cheese can easily become an ideal breeding ground for bacteria if conditions aren't precisely controlled. Finally, each block is precisely cut by machines into uniform portions, ranging from thin slices for retail packs to larger chunks for restaurants. The pieces are then transferred to a vacuum packaging system, where negative pressure removes all air, extending shelf life without the need for preservatives. Every package is printed with a QR code that allows full traceability, from farm to factory. Before leaving the facility, the products pass through metal detectors and automatic weight checks. Only perfectly sealed, accurate packs make it through. All of this takes place in cold storage maintained at 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, ensuring the cheese retains its ideal flavor and texture until it reaches the consumer. Before we get into the juicy details of how American farmers harvest a whopping 371,000 tons of cherries, let's take a moment to appreciate the stars of this story: cherry trees. These trees are nature's multitaskers, known for their beauty, charm, and of course, their delicious fruit. They transform from ordinary trees to showstoppers every spring when their blossoms burst forth in delicate shades of pink and white. These blooms are not just a feast for the eyes. They're the tree's way of saying, get ready for some fruit. Cherry blossoms don't last long, which only adds to their allure. People flock to parks and orchards to witness this fleeting spectacle, making cherry blossom festivals a beloved springtime tradition. The flowers eventually give way to the main event, the cherries themselves. Cherries come in two main types: sweet and sour. Sweet cherries, like Bing and Rainier, are the ones you snack on by the handful, their juices staining your fingers as you savor their sugary goodness. Sour cherries, such as Montmorency, might make you pucker up if eaten raw, but they shine in pies, jams, and other baked delights. These fruits are tiny but mighty, with their vibrant colors and tangy sweet flavors packing a punch in every bite. Let's talk numbers. 371,000 tons of cherries. That's a mountain of fruit, enough to fill stadiums or stack up miles of pies. But how do American farmers achieve such an incredible feat? It all starts in the cherry orchards, where hard work meets modern technology in a race against time. In the world of cherry farming, timing is critical. Cherries are not the type to wait around. They have a very short window of ripeness. Farmers must act quickly to harvest them at their peak, ensuring they're firm, juicy, and bursting with flavor. Too early, and the cherries are underwhelmingly tart. Too late, and they risk becoming soft, overripe, and prone to damage. Farmers often rely on a combination of visual cues and technology to determine the perfect harvest time. They look for the right color: deep red for most sweet cherries, a golden hue with a blush of red for Rainier. Additionally, they measure the fruit's sugar content using a refractometer, ensuring each cherry is sweet enough to pass the test. Once the cherries are ready, it's time to harvest. And this is where things get exciting. Harvesting cherries is a team effort, involving both human hands and mechanical marvels. Hand harvesting cherries is a meticulous and labor-intensive process, reserved for the most delicate varieties like Rainier. Skilled workers carefully pluck each cherry from the tree, ensuring the fruit and its stems remain intact. This gentle approach helps prevent bruising, preserving the cherries' pristine appearance and taste. Workers often start early in the morning, taking advantage of the cooler temperatures to maintain fruit freshness. While slower than mechanical methods, hand harvesting ensures only the ripest cherries are picked, delivering top-quality fruit that's ready to dazzle in markets and on dining tables. For many cherry varieties, farmers use mechanical shakers. These machines clamp onto the trunks of cherry trees and give them a good shake, causing the ripe fruit to rain down into large nets spread below. It's an efficient method, allowing farmers to harvest large quantities in a short amount of time. Watching it in action is like witnessing a cherry storm, a blur of red fruit and green leaves. One of the major advantages of mechanical harvesting is its speed. A single shaker can cover several acres in a day, vastly outpacing the speed of hand-picking. This efficiency is especially critical during the cherry season's short harvest window, when timing is everything. However, machine harvesting isn't without its challenges. Not all cherry varieties are suitable for this method, as softer fruits can bruise more easily. Additionally, the initial investment in equipment and training is significant. But for many large-scale operations, the benefits, higher yields, reduced labor costs, and quicker turnaround times, make it an invaluable tool in modern cherry farming. By combining precision engineering with agricultural expertise, machine harvesting ensures that American farmers can meet growing demand while maintaining high standards for quality and efficiency. The use of mechanical shakers for cherry harvesting is becoming increasingly popular on American farms. These machines have revolutionized the industry by offering a faster, more efficient way to collect cherries compared to traditional hand-picking methods. Designed to gently shake the tree trunks or large branches, mechanical shakers cause ripe cherries to fall into specially designed nets or catch frames. This method significantly reduces labor costs and allows farmers to harvest large areas quickly, which is crucial given the short ripening window of cherries. As technology improves, these machines are becoming more precise, minimizing damage to both the fruit and the trees. While not all cherry varieties are suited for mechanical harvesting, delicate types like Rainier often still require hand-picking. The adoption of shakers is a game-changer for sturdier varieties. In an era where efficiency and scalability are vital, mechanical shakers help American farmers stay competitive in the global cherry market, ensuring consumers continue to enjoy high-quality cherries at peak freshness. Once harvested, cherries don't waste any time getting to the next step. They're immediately cooled to preserve their freshness and flavor. Cooling is essential because cherries are highly perishable. Without it, their quality would decline rapidly. The cherries are placed in cold water baths or hydro-cooling systems to bring their temperature down quickly. This process not only extends their shelf life, but also helps maintain that satisfying crunch when you bite into one. It's like sending cherries to a spa day after their hard work on the tree. Now that the cherries are cooled and ready, they embark on the next leg of their journey, factory processing. This is where cherries are transformed into the various products that fill our grocery stores and pantries. The first step in the factory is sorting and grading. Cherries arrive in massive bins and are loaded onto conveyor belts, where they pass through a series of inspections. Advanced technology, including optical scanners and laser systems, helps sort cherries by size, color, and quality. The best-looking cherries, the ones that meet the highest standards, are designated for fresh markets. These are the cherries you find in the produce aisle, plump and perfect. Cherries with minor blemishes or imperfections are not wasted, though. They're set aside for processing into other products like jams, juices, and dried fruit. Next comes the pitting process, which is both fascinating and a little sad for the cherries. Special machines remove the pits with remarkable precision, leaving the fruit intact. Watching these machines in action is mesmerizing. They're fast, efficient, and somehow manage to pit thousands of cherries per minute without squishing them. For products like canned cherries and cherry pie fillings, pitting is a crucial step. No one wants to bite into a cherry pie and find a surprise pit waiting for them. Cherries are more than just a tasty treat. They're a significant player in the U.S. economy. The cherry industry generates millions of dollars annually, supporting farmers, workers, and businesses across the country. From the orchards of Washington and Oregon to the processing plants and distribution networks, cherries provide jobs and contribute to local economies. In American culture, cherries hold a special place. Think of the iconic cherry pie, a symbol of home-cooked comfort and a staple at holiday gatherings. Cherries also feature prominently in classic songs like "Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries," reminding us to enjoy life's simple pleasures. The journey of a cherry, from blossom to your table, is a remarkable one. So next time you bite into a cherry, whether fresh, in a pie, or atop a sundae, take a moment to appreciate the hard work and dedication that went into growing and harvesting that little gem. After all, life's just a bowl of cherries, so let's savor every bite. Hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Before we get our hands dirty in the orchards, let's take a moment to appreciate the star of the show. Peaches originated in China over 2,000 years ago and have since journeyed across continents to capture the hearts and stomachs of people worldwide. They're part of the stone fruit family, which means they have a hard pit or stone at their center. Kind of like that friend who's tough on the outside, but a sweetheart once you get to know them. Peaches come in various types: clingstone, freestone, white, yellow, you name it. The flesh can range from creamy white to vibrant yellow, each with its own unique flavor profile. They're rich in vitamins A and C, low in calories, and high in fiber. In other words, they're the perfect guilt-free snack. Plus, they're versatile enough to be grilled, baked, canned, or just eaten fresh off the tree. summer rolls around, it's showtime. The peaches are ripe and ready to be picked, but harvesting them is no small feat. Remember, we're talking about 650,000 tons of peaches. That's like stacking over 100,000 elephants. So how do farmers manage this colossal task? First off, peaches have to be picked at just the right time. Too early, and they're hard and tasteless. Too late, and they're overripe and mushy. Farmers use their expert knowledge, and maybe a little bit of that sixth sense, to determine the perfect moment. They look for color changes, slight softness, and that sweet peachy aroma wafting through the air. Despite all the advancements in technology, most peaches are still picked by hand. This is because peaches bruise easily, and machines just aren't as gentle as human hands. Yet, workers head out into the orchards early in the morning to avoid the scorching midday sun. Armed with baskets and a keen eye, they carefully twist and pull each peach from its branch, placing it gently into their containers. It's hard work, no doubt about it. The labor is intensive and requires a skilled workforce that knows how to handle the fruit without damaging it. This is where the agricultural labor force shines, often comprising local workers and seasonal migrants who have been doing this for generations. As the peaches are picked, they're also inspected. Any fruit that doesn't meet quality standards, bruises, blemishes, or signs of pests, is set aside. These peaches might not make it to the fresh fruit market, but can still find a second life in processed forms like jams or purees. Nothing goes to waste in the world of peaches. Harvesting peaches might sound like a piece of cake, or should we say, a slice of pie. But there are a few things to keep in mind to avoid turning your day into a slapstick comedy. First off, peaches bruise more easily than a ripe banana in a toddler's hand, so handle them with the gentleness you'd reserve for a soap bubble. Wear gloves to protect your hands from the tree branches and to keep your grip firm. Nobody wants to juggle peaches unintentionally. Be mindful of your footing when using ladders. They can be as tricky as a unicycle on a tightrope. And watch out for our buzzing friends, the bees. They're big fans of peaches and might not appreciate you crashing their party. Also, remember that overripe peaches have a knack for turning into squishy surprises. Nothing like a handful of mush to brighten your day. Lastly, don't forget to wear a hat and sunscreen. Turning into a lobster isn't part of the job description. So, keep these tips in mind, and your peach picking adventure will be just peachy. Once the peaches are harvested, they're loaded onto trucks and transported to processing facilities. Time is of the essence here. Peaches are perishable and need to be processed quickly to maintain their quality. At the factory, the peaches undergo several steps. First, they get a good wash to remove any dirt, pesticides, or that fuzzy layer of peach fuzz. Think of it as a spa day for peaches. Here, the peaches are sorted based on size, color, and firmness. Advanced machines use cameras and sensors to detect imperfections, But human inspectors are also on hand to make the final call. Peaches are then cooled to slow down ripening and extend shelf life. This involves cold storage rooms where the temperature and humidity are carefully controlled. Utilizing conveyor belts and modern technology in the pre-processing of peaches offers significant benefits that enhance both efficiency and product quality. Conveyor belts streamline the movement of peaches through various stages, like washing, sorting, and packing, reducing manual handling and the risk of fruit bruising. Modern technologies, such as optical sorting systems equipped with cameras and sensors, enable precise detection of defects, size grading, and color sorting at high speeds. This automation ensures consistent quality and increases throughput, meeting market demands more effectively. Additionally, reducing reliance on manual labor lowers operational costs and minimizes human error. It also improves worker safety by lessening physical strain and exposure to potential hazards. Depending on their ultimate destination, peaches can take different routes. The first one is the fresh market peaches. These are the cream of the crop, literally. They're carefully packed into crates or boxes designed to protect them during transportation. Packaging often includes cushioning materials to prevent bruising. Then we have processing peaches. Peaches destined for canning, freezing, or making into products like jams and juices undergo additional processing. They might be peeled, pitted, sliced, or pureed, depending on their end use. Canned peaches are a delightful way to savor the sweet and juicy flavor of peaches all year round. By capturing the fruit at its peak ripeness, canning preserves the natural sweetness and tender texture that fresh peaches are celebrated for. The process involves peeling and slicing the peaches before immersing them in a light syrup or their own juices, which helps to maintain their vibrant color and enhances their inherent taste. The versatility of canned peaches makes them a pantry staple. They are ready to eat straight from the can, making them a convenient snack. In the culinary world, they shine in desserts like peach cobblers, pies, and parfaits, adding a burst of flavor without the prep work required for fresh fruit. Additionally, they can be incorporated into savory dishes. Think glazed pork with peach sauce or tossed into salads for a hint of sweetness. From the meticulous care in the orchards to the intricate processes in the factories, harvesting 650,000 tons of peaches is no small feat. It's a testament to the hard work and dedication of American farmers, workers, and everyone involved in the journey from tree to table. Peaches enrich our economy, adding millions of dollars and supporting thousands of jobs. They enhance our culture, symbolizing hospitality, warmth, and the simple joys of life. In our daily lives, they offer not just nutrition, but also moments of indulgence and comfort. So next time you savor a juicy peach, remember the incredible journey it took to get to you. Appreciate the hands that picked it, the care that preserved it, and the rich tapestry of economic and cultural threads woven into that single delicious bite. After all, life's just peachy when you stop to enjoy it. Worry about the peaches. Hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Goodbye.